Once upon a time, a neighbor came to Nasruddin with his problem and lamented, I'm really troubled. I have a small house and it's getting difficult to fit my family consisting of my wife, three kids, and mother with me in that small house. You are very wise man. Do you have any advice for me? Nasruddin replied, Yes, I can help you, but first tell me, do you have any chicken in your yards? The neighbor replied, Yes, there are 10 chickens. Nasruddin asked his neighbor to put them in the house. Hearing this, neighbor replied, But I just told you that our house is already cramped. Nasruddin still asked him to keep all those chicken in the house. Desperate to find a solution, man followed whatever Nasruddin gave him the advice. The next day, neighbor again came to Nasruddin and said, Things got worse with chickens in house. Because of this, family is getting more trouble living in that house. Nasruddin said, Well, you have a donkey, right? Now take that donkey of yours and keep him there in the house. Neighbor objected, but Nasruddin somehow convinced him to do it. Next day, neighbor again came to Nasruddin, even more distressed this time, and said, Now my home is even more crowded. With all these animals in the house, there's not even any place to move. Nasruddin questioned, Do you have any other animal in your yard? Neighbor replied, Yes, we have a goat. Nasruddin advised him to take that goat also in that small house. This time, neighbor refused to do so. But even this time, Nasruddin convinced him anyhow to put even goat in that house. The next day, neighbor came back to Nasruddin and exclaimed, Everyone in my family is really upset with me. Everyone is complaining of lack of space. Whatever you said to do is making our life more miserable. This time, Nasruddin said, Don't worry. Everything will be fine. Now do one thing. Take all the animal outside your house and keep them in yard again. Neighbor did as advised. The next day, he dropped by Nasruddin and remarked, Man, your plan worked like charm. Now with all those animals out of house, it feels more spacious and all of us can't help but being pleased and uncomplaining about space and house. I'm really very thankful to you for all the help. So guys, yes, we should learn to manage with resources we have. We all have limited resources, but once we learn managing with those resources, our life would be heaven.